So, hey, welcome to week 6 of Developmental Psychology Online. I am your host, Patrick Smith, child psychologist, developmental psychologist, human psychologist. I love people, don't you? And here we are as we keep pressing forward. I think we're now talking about the second unit, the second or the third, I guess, unit, the second slice of life, which is the years from 2 to 6, 2 to 5 in there. Well, what I call the play years, and I call it the play years because what is really essential here is that children develop through play. This is how we get our social interaction. This is how we learn about ourselves. We learn what we're good at, what we're not good at, what our friends are good at. We learn to develop, not develop, but we learn how to work through conflicts. We learn about our own emotions, how we feel, and how other people feel, and how to navigate that whole no man's land. And so here we are. We had a discussion last week about different kinds of parenting and different parenting types. Particularly Diane Baumrein's theory of parenting types. Remember that it really falls upon two aspects of parenting. The first is, how do the parents communicate right and wrong, issues of right and wrong, discipline? Do the parents say, this is right, this is wrong, and don't do the wrong things, do the right things? How do they do that? Is there discussion as far as how that happens? Is there more of a focus on, this is the right behavior, if you do it, you will be rewarded, if you don't do it, you will be punished? That may be the way that some people are parented. The other aspect of parenting here is warmth. How is it that the parents communicate with the children? Do the parents talk to the children? Do the parents listen to the children? And is their relationship building there? Probably goes all the way back to the first week, and when we were talking about the question of, how do parents build trust with their children, or do they just assume that their children should be independent so they don't address their needs and let the children fend for themselves? So anyway, there's a great need to understand, like, what is it exactly that helps the children to develop, and what kinds of parents are best. Of course, a lot of this may fall down to, what are the children like, and what are the parents like, and is it a good fit? Because you could have one type of parent that would be good for a certain kind of child, another kind of parent that would be good for another kind of child. So maybe it's that goodness of fit really falls in there. Kaylee, you mentioned the question of, really, all of this is important to consider, because we want to understand why children do what they want to do. Do what they do. And see, this is the assumption that part of that, or a good part of that, why trying to understand why children do what they do, it comes down to this question of parenting. To what degree do the things your parents do really affect who you are? I've asked that question over and over again. I'm not saying that it always explains everything about why we do what we do, but it certainly would probably weigh in there. The importance of, Brianna, you pointed out the importance of helping children to understand their lives, the context of their lives, the consequences of their actions. And so the type of parenting would really be good there. Now, if you have the kind of parents, and I think that Baumrein calls these the authoritarian parents, there isn't a lot of attempt on the parents' part to help children to understand the consequences of their actions, other than to understand the consequences of their actions, that if you do what I say not to do, that you're going to get punished. That may help the child to have a strong moral foundation. It may cause rebellion. It may also, though, leave a person without a real understanding of why those actions are right or wrong, that those actions are right or wrong. Jordan had an interesting point about talking to your children. When you talk to your children, and I guess part of that would be to ask them how they understand the consequences of their actions and all that. Um, so Jordan points out that I think Jordan is pointing out the importance of how that is the foundation for our social development. Okay, so if I have a good relationship with my parents because I understand right and wrong and why they're right and wrong, and I understand a little bit about myself, and I know that no matter what, they always love me, and that's unconditional, then I would say that that would really help me to reach out to others and to understand them. So that's just kind of basically logical to understand that. And the point Angel made about how doing that helps that child to feel valued, because if you think about it, a parent who's like, just do what I say and don't do what I do, or whatever. Do what I say, or I'm going to beat you or spank you or whatever, and that's about all. Then where does that child really get the idea of value? Okay, so if all I am is a behavior, a behavior, and that's my only value, my mother or father is going to have a good day or a bad day based on my actions. What kind of value is that? Where if somebody sits down with me and says, um, you know, it's not good to go in the store and steal the candy bars and eat them without paying for them. And this is why, because I don't know why. Well, I do know why, because you're going to get caught. But also because how would you feel if somebody stole your stuff and didn't ask you, and didn't try to remunerate taking it? How would you feel, and how that would devalue me as a person to be a thief when I could be a good, kind person helping others and participating actively in society. I don't know. I mean, I kind of made that a lot more simple than it really is. But these are really the important questions in developmental psychology, and I've said this over and over again: the importance of understanding that studying developmental psychology is not a matter of memorizing the facts. It's a matter of understanding the questions. That when we see something and we go, "How the heck did that happen? Why did that person do that? Why do you think that? Or what are you hearing me say?" Or whatever. That we then are able to ask the questions to get in there deeper. And I mean, that's psychology. I really hope y'all are enjoying this as much as I am. The more I learn about psychology, and I'm always learning, the more I understand, the happier I am, the more content I am with life. And that's why teaching is just the best thing. Spending time with you guys has just been really wonderful, and I've really enjoyed it. And I hope you're enjoying the class, and I hope you have a great week, and I hope you take care of yourselves. I'll see you in week 7, and have a good week.